Hello and welcome to Sean White's Solar and Energy Storage Podcast. You can find out more about Sean White at his links page at solarsean.com. Today we are going to interview Bob, who claims to be the original, very first solar installer. Hi Bob, welcome to the podcast.
Hey man, what's happening?
A lot. PV and energy storage is taking off to the stratosphere.
Yeah, I know what you mean, man. I got to see it from like 1000 BC.
What do you mean? Have you been doing this for 3,020 years? And are you like 3,040 years old at least?
Oh yeah, I started working for Ra.
The sun god?
Yeah, man.
Incredible. What was installing PV for Ra like?
Yeah, man. He had crystals that did magic.
Crystal magic? Like the photoelectric effect and the PN junction?
Yeah, man.
Was Ra a poly or mono guy?
He was a monotheistic, monocrystalline super solar god. But he did like to poly around a little bit, if you know what I mean.
Far out. Just out of curiosity, when Ra built the pyramids, did he have OSHA requirements like fall protection?
Nah, once in a while he had to even push a few extra guys off for a sacrifice.
I wonder if Tesla and Sunrun do that today.
They should if they want to please Ra. That's why there is more CO2 in the atmosphere. It's not just from fossil fuels, it's also from not enough sacrifice.
Can you tell me, Bob, where was your first installation?
The Great Pyramids of Giza.
Wow! Was that like alien technology, like the History Channel?
Of course, man. Those alien guys were pretty cool, and they had a great technology. They even had iPhones 3,020 years ago.
How come we do not see any artifacts? How come the archaeologists can't find any evidence of this?
Tomb Raiders, like Angelina Jolie, you know?
You mean Angelina Jolie stole all the evidence?
She has it in her house in Hollywood. They had me go back and reinstall it last year. You can see it on Google Earth and Aurora Solar Design Tools.
What were the modules like?
They were exactly like Arco's solar modules. Arco and the oil companies also work for the aliens, and they used the same templates.
Bob, what are the differences of the solar industry today and the solar industry in the 1980s?
Well, to tell you the truth, it's hard to remember exactly because we were hippies back then and, well, you know, we were in the fog, so to speak. But I do remember parts like how we did not flash our penetrations.
How did that work out, Bob?
We got wet, but that was okay. Since we really needed showers anyway, we were stinky, man. Those were dirty times.
Bob, what do you think is the most important advice you can give to our listeners about installing solar and thinking long term?
Work hard and sacrifice your time before you fall off the roof and Ra sacrifices you. Study hard, get smart, and get NABCEP certified.
Did you have NABCEP back in the day?
Of course. It was called North Africa Board of Certified Energy Practitioners back then. Egypt was like the Silicon Alley of the BC era. All was great until the libraries of Alexandria burned.
Was that because of a PV fire and bad grounding?
You know, it could be, or else it was because of politics. I really don't like politics.
What do you think about how the ITC, the investment tax credit, is dropping from 22% all the way to zero in a few years for residential solar, like a big step like that?
See what I mean? Politics. These politicians just sit there and mess with our lives.
Were pharaohs like that?
Yes, Tutankhamun acted like a child when it came to canceling and reinstating tax credits. It made it difficult to make plans not knowing what the financial model is going to be, you know? I have an important meeting with Elon now, so I gotta take off, man. I gotta go.
Elon, wow, I'm impressed. Are you brokering alien technology?
Don't tell me you didn't know that Elon was working with the aliens. I mean, silicon crystals, spaceships, duh.
Okay, Bob, thanks for being a guest on Sean White's Solar and Energy Storage Podcast.
Thank you, and keep it on.
Over and out. Tune in for our next podcast when we introduce Bob's alien connection. Thank you for listening to Sean White's Solar and Energy Storage Podcast. You can find out more about Sean White at his links page at solarshawn.com. Thanks for listening. Woo!